Namaste YouTube, welcome to Cafe Inoma and welcome to our reaction to Dwight Yoakam, and the song that we are going to listen to is Ain't That Lonely Yet. It is a Patreon request and this is our first time single take on its reaction to it.
Oh, the path to peace, the path to ultimate joy, the path to loneliness.
And that lonely.
We live in a world where lots and lots of people are on the path to loneliness. They can't stop themselves from getting there. They are on the path, they've not arrived. But they just don't stop. They just don't make changes. And maybe they're so blinded they just don't even see it coming. Let's get started.
You keep calling me on the telephone. You say you're all alone. Well, that's real sad. And you keep leaving notes stuck on my door. Guess you're hungry for some more. Oh, girl, that's too bad. Once there was this spider in my bed. I got caught up in her web of love and life. She spun her chains around my heart and soul, never to let go. Oh, but I survived.
Wow. Oh,
Good things to say. I ain't that lonely yet. He's trying to tell her, who left him in shatters or whatever you call it, that I'm not that broken yet. I'm not that lonely yet. You may have left me in a bad situation, but I'm okay. I'm not that lonely yet. Just putting up a bold front. Yeah.
is that what it is? That he's just putting up a bold front?
Why,
So he's
why would
actually-
you say that? Why would
He's
you say
actually
that?
feeling very lonely.
I think that way.
Oh, that's sad.
Isn't it? Because he's trying to put up a bold front, that means he does feel that way, but he's just saying that I ain't that lonely yet. I'm not that bad. I wouldn't imagine a spider coming on my bed and then trying to keep it like a company or something like that. I'm not in that bad state yet.
Yeah. The thing with relationships, it's people most people, tend to look at it as a game. In fact, some people in that group also look at it as a gamble, not just a game. You know what happens is when you're in love. So you do so much so quickly, and the damage is already done. Now, what I mean by this is that it's kind of like flooding in psychotherapy. It's a term that we use in psychotherapy when it comes to treating certain phobias or fears that people have. Where you are exposed to so much in so little time that, in this case, I'm not talking about the psychotherapy, I'm using it with reference to that term, flooding. In relationships, most of us do things so quickly, we expose ourselves to the other person so much. Expose ourselves physically, mentally, emotionally, even spiritually, if we ever get to that level in a relationship. We expose ourselves so quickly in such a short span of time that there's nothing new left. There's very little to savor. There's no adventure in the relationship. You need to go out of your way to reignite the romance that once was. And that once was must have just been maybe a couple of months ago, depending how much you flooded yourself and your relationship with the other person and experiences with the other person. So this happens more in the West. I don't want to label it on a particular country, though it does happen in one country more than most other countries in the West. But I don't want to name that country. But the fact is that in Western culture, relationships are like a gamble. So when you're doing it, you know what you do at a casino? You even if it's a simple that slot machine, you sit there, you just go there with $10, maybe, $10 worth of coins. You go to one of those casinos, whether it's Vegas or Toronto or wherever you're going, you go there, sit at that slot machine, you just have 10 coins for 10 rounds. You put in those one coin after the other. Maybe till the 6th coin you don't win anything. On the 6th coin you get your coin back. So you again have 4 coins, 5 coins. So you have 5 more rounds. You play those 5 rounds. On the last round, luck is in your favor, which usually does not happen that quickly. But luck is in your favor and you win 20 coins. So you get $20 worth of coins back. And so you don't stop there. That's the problem. You don't stop there. You don't realize that you went there with $10. You're getting back $20. You made a profit of $10. You don't stop there. No one does. It would be extremely, extremely, extremely rare to see someone sitting at a slot machine winning $20 after investing 10, and it's not an investment, it's a gamble. So gambling $10, winning back 20, most people don't get that lucky. 99% or more people aren't that lucky. So that's the odds. That's why the house always wins. The fact is, so they get that $20, they should be happy. The $10 could get them an entire buffet, a buffet meal with around 50 different items. But no, they will not stop at that $20. They will again roll 20 times. They might lose everything and they will realize, let's put $20 more of our own. So they spend $30 in total and they may lose that too. They may win back some, they may lose some more. And the same thing is followed in relationships in a few countries in the West. It may be also followed in cities in India. So I won't leave our country out of it. Definitely in big cities in India, it's more or less same right now. And that's thanks to the exposure to the West. The fact is, we have so much exposure so quickly. We're not happy with that one date. We want to make it 10 dates in a row. We're not happy with 10 dates in a row. We want to make it 30 dates in a month in a row. And not even 30. We want to spend the whole Sunday together, like multiple dates on a Sunday. So we have breakfast together, then we have lunch together, and we also have tea together, which we normally don't have even on our own. In the West, apart from UK, most parts of the West don't even have tea. You know, it's either a French thing or an English thing. Most other places, they don't compulsorily have tea. Not like India, not like many parts of this part of the world. So anyway, so they'll have tea together and they'll also end up having dinner together. And they're not happy with that too. So let's spend the night together. So Sunday night they spend together. And then they said, since we spend the night together, let's call it quit. No, let's not go to work. Let's have breakfast together before we go to work. So we flood ourselves with too much of each other. The results can be seen. You take one look at the American courts, divorce courts, and you'll know 2 out of 3 marriages usually ends up in a breakup or a divorce. That's the reality. When you flood yourself with too much, the results is something like that. You feel lonely, you're missing the person, you don't want to show the person. Things are messy not because of her, because of you. Things are messy because you flooded yourself with so much in such a short time. Such a short time. Then you could have, the ones who are the most successful, not just in life, but also in love, but also in business and many other areas of life, are the ones who do it slowly. They pace themselves beautifully. They don't, they don't say, oh, let's have that YOLO attitude. We are only going to live for today. No. They have the world at their feet and they know it. They will take their time with everything. Kind of like what I'm doing in this reaction. Kirti is here listening. Maybe she has something to say, maybe not. I'm still talking. You guys may have something important to do. You're still listening. At least 2 of you all are, who are remaining. The one is a patron, April. Surprising request by a patron named April. May I say, concerning the topic, where he's talking about this girl and how she put him down and all that. Surprising. Really surprising. Anyway, long story short, we take it easy. We take it cool. You study the longest living people in the world. You study the longest lasting relationships. People that are happy to. People that are really, and their happiness can be seen in the way they live their lives. Not by parameters such as, oh, they have money, so they are the happiest.
Okay. Obviously happy.
It's also, money definitely can buy you some happiness.
Comfort.
Some comfort, some luxuries, some happiness. Definitely. But I'm not talking about that kind of happiness. If you aren't happy in your relationship, trust me, you may have $1 billion in the bank, but you will not be happy on the inside. You may show you're happy on the outside. That's what people do every second on social media. It seems like every second. But the fact is, if you're not happy on the inside, it's usually because you took it too soon, too quick. It's not a race. It's not a race. It's not a race. Racing doesn't work. Countries, so many countries in the world teach us to be in a race, teach us that we should compete. Why should we compete? What's the benefit of competition? A gold medal? To be like Lance Armstrong? No way, no way. To be like so many other people who do so many nasty, dirty things to win that gold medal, or sacrifice on so many areas of their lives to win that gold medal. Is it worth it? I don't think so. And the intelligent and smart ones, they don't think so too. Luckily, I've been exposed and spoken to a lot of them and heard a lot of them. May not have spoken, I've always tried to listen. What are your thoughts, Kirti? Anything at all?
I ain't that lonely yet. I'm stuck with that line. He kept repeating that, he kept repeating that, he kept repeating that. I hope he's not that lonely. It sounded good when he sang it. It sounded convincing. Let's leave it at that. I took a while.
35 odd times of lonely, ain't that lonely yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, seemed that way.